Hey everyone, welcome to EnKore, and today we're going to do a different version of concealing acne scars, but using long-wearing products, ideal for summer when it's hot and humid, so keep watching. Hey everyone, it's Corin, and you're watching EnKoreMakeup. Blend, blend, blend.
Hi, Corin, stop using my lipstick.
Hey everyone, welcome back. And I know many of you guys share the same exact skin condition as I do, where you have acne scarring. And I know many of you guys are also acne prone. And acne scarring is a result from, being acne prone when I was much, much younger. And I just didn't care about my skin at that time, just kind of let it be. And, I was never, careful about my skin and stuff. So this is what it looked like today. But I share the same exact condition as many of you guys, so I represent a huge percentage of you guys out there, and I know that it's a challenge for us to conceal certain imperfections like this, like acne scarring, or even acne in general, especially if you're acne prone. And what is our challenge? Of course, the summer months, because it's hot and humid, and the product just don't stay in our skin. And for my condition, as you can see, I am super oily. I have oily, oily, oily skin, and I know many of you guys are oilies as well. And between heat, humidity, and the oils of the skin, we cannot win. We can conceal, it looks great, and then later on it just slip off. Alright, so basically product slippage on the skin is what's exposing what we concealed to begin with. So today I'm going to share a couple of long-wearing products that's definitely going to help you guys, especially when you guys are concealing acne marks or acne in general, especially, like I said, acne prone skin. But it's not just that, for those of you guys who have maturing skin and you have fine lines, large pores, wrinkles and stuff like that, you also have the same problem. It's because you have the foundation, kind of covering those areas and softening them, but then again, it slips off of those crevices and it's making your wrinkles more prominent because nothing is holding it, to the skin. So there are primers that's going to help you guys, but unless you have long wear primers, it's basically not going to last all day. So there are a couple of products I'm going to share with you guys today that's kind of like my go-to product these days when it comes to battling heat and humidity and concealing. And of course, it's almost like, what? It's like, does it ever exist? Yes, it does. So I've been testing new products and I found out that something is actually really working, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys today. Now I know previously on an earlier video, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I already told you guys that I use Skindinavia, okay? And Skindinavia have different kinds of sprays. Now originally these are used by actors, especially performers on stage, and of course on stage you move, you dance, you sweat, your body heat rises, and then on top of that you have hundreds and hundreds of stage lights that are so hot, and you can't win, especially, in our condition. So I always have my Skindinavia sprays, like this one right here, Stage and Set, is what I use on stage because I sweat so much. And, just my makeup will just be all over my costume, okay? And this is also a kind of a long-wearing fixing spray. It's the extend wear and also reduce shine, especially when you're sweaty and oily, you really shine. And those lights going to make you shine like what it's doing now. So I've been using that for years and years and years. And I also have Cool Flash, okay, that I also spray when it's really, really hot because it cools you down, okay? It's got an ingredient in it that cools you down and also helps the makeup stay put. Alright, and then of course I also have dance. I love this, especially when I'm doing shows that's very, very dance intensive, and this helps me a lot, and of course my makeup as well. Alright, and like I said, these used to be only kind of considered theatrical products, and now they're available for consumers, so everyone can buy this stuff now. And then for general, I use the just the original Makeup Saver, which is the makeup finishing spray. And this is great for other seasons too, like winter and fall, so it's kind of like an all-season spray. But when it's hot and during summer and stuff, I use the other sprays, or when I'm on stage in general. And then recently Skindinavia launched some new products like this one. They have new packaging now too, and this is called No More Shine that I've been like testing out, and I really, really like it, especially for my condition. For one, like the name says, no more shine. All right, it takes the shine out of your skin, and it's also an oily skin formula, so it's got a built-in oil control to it. So that's one product left out of my kit for oily skin because it's already built in the product. Now I really like it, and I got this big one right here for my main kit, and then I got this regular size right here for my bridal kit, and then for me personally I got the travel size as well, which is 2 ounces. So this is great to add on to my toiletry bag, and because I travel a lot I always have this with me, especially when I know I'm going to be like oily and shiny and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate to you guys how to conceal acne marks, acne scars, or even for those of you guys who are acne prone. And like I said, not just that, if you have maturing skin, you have fine lines, wrinkles, pores, this is also great for that. And then the second product that I'm going to prime my face with is this Per-feKt product. Okay, it's by a company called Per-feKt, and this is available at Sephora, and this is the skin perfecting gel. And one thing I like about this is that it's primer, it's got vitamins, that's great for the skin, it's foundation, concealer, kind of like all in one. Okay, and then whatever this doesn't conceal, I'm going to use regular concealer on top of this, whatever this is not going to cover, and then I'm going to seal it off back with my No More Shine spray. Alright, so that's what I'm going to demonstrate for you guys today, and hopefully this is going to be a great help for those of you guys who are, have acne marks like I do, or acne prone skin, or, wrinkling, large pores, especially in the upcoming summer months. It's going to be hot and humid, especially if you're like in, kind of like warmer places and stuff like that. It's going to help you. So the first thing I'm going to do, I already washed my face and it's ready clean. Always start with a clean face. 2, you're going to need to moisturize, okay? It doesn't matter if you have oily skin or dry skin. Moisturize at least 15 to 20 minutes before makeup application. And I already moisturized an hour ago, just a little over an hour ago, and I'm shiny because I'm oily. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this. This is going to be my initial coat of the No More Shine spray. Okay, so I'm just going to, and it's a misting spray, alright, so I'm just going to initially apply that onto the skin. And as you can see the shine going away? See my forehead? It's matting out. Alright, so I'm just going to let that dry. Alright, then I'm just going to spray a little bit more where it's needed. I'm a little bit more shiny over here. Light on the nose. Okay, so that's going to be the initial spray, and that's going to get into the fine lines, the kind of like the ice pick holes and stuff, the craters and whatnot. And so now I'm going to prime the skin with my Per-feKt primer, my skin perfecting gel. Okay, and then whatever this is not going to cover, I'm going to use just standard concealer, okay? And then that concealer is now going to stick to the skin because I have the misting spray on, and I also have the this primer on. So I'm just going to apply this right on the skin. Now you can use your hands or fingers if you're doing this on yourself. Now if you're going to do this on a client, make sure to use a brush or something like that, okay? So just going to apply this. And like I said, what we're battling with is heat and humidity, and that's the reason why the makeup is slipping off, and the spray is going to prevent any makeup product on your skin from slipping. Alright, so this is really going to stick to the skin, okay? And as you can see, it's softening a lot of the lines and a lot of the markings already, softening that. So whatever the primer doesn't cover, we're going to use concealer. Okay, and then just using my concealer palette and a blender brush, I'm just going to spot conceal. Alright, so just whatever is still a little visible. I'm just going to soften some of that right there. See, look at the expression lines, like, going away. Okay, now at this point you can use your favorite foundation pretty much, okay, but for long wearing foundation I tend to like FaceAtelier, alright, and I'm going to use the Ultra Pro, alright, and I'm just going to use kind of like a stippling brush because I don't want it to look too made up, especially for guys, which by the way, this is definitely ideal for men because you can totally conceal a lot without looking too made up, alright, and it's not going to give away that you're wearing a lot of makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to stipple this on first. Okay, it's going to give me just a little color, but I don't want it too too foundation looking. So I'm just going to basically just cover whatever needs covered. Look at my forehead. Hello. Okay, so once you finish a foundation, you should see major difference. Look at this area right here. It's amazing. And look at the expression lines of my forehead. Diminished. So after you apply your foundation, instead of setting the foundation with powder, you can actually use this spray to set it. Alright? And just spritz it. And again, wait until it goes matte, and that's a good indication that it's setting the foundation, and also it's going to give that no shine finish to it. And that's pretty much it. So now you can enjoy concealed look, especially for acne scars that you know it's not going to slip off the face, it's not going to shear out, and whatever you conceal is not going to shear off. So again, just like definitely look into the no shine, alright? Spritz it on first as your base, alright? And so that way it also controls your skin, so it's got a built-in oil control to the product. And then prime your skin, and preferably something that's really long wearing. And again, I highly recommend Per-feKt Skin Perfecting or Perfection Gel. And then use a concealer if there's anything that's that wasn't covered by the Perfection Gel, and then your foundation of your choosing, alright, and of course spray in between the concealer and the foundation, and then after the foundation go ahead and spritz it again, wait until it mattes out, and then you'll get beautifully concealed acne marks, acne scars, especially for those of you who are acne prone. Again, maturing skin, your fine lines, look at the lines of my forehead, expression lines, large pores, like in my nose, you can barely see, the pores in my nose. So definitely, something to look forward to this summer, especially when it's going to be hot and humid. And again, that's kind of like our enemy when it comes to like concealers and stuff. So again, I'm going to put the information in the more info section, so definitely make sure to check that out. And thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye!